Recognizing and measuring identifiable assets acquired and liabilities assumed. So this is basically the principles when the acquirer acquire the business combination. So basically the word recognize and measure, right? So we look at referring to the definition in the MFRS 10, basically on the business combination. So we are going to look at the definition and the explanation for this identification of the assets that is being acquired in the process of the business combination, and also the liabilities that has to be assumed by the acquirer as part of the principle in this business combination. All right, so if you look at this slide, you can see that the identifiable assets acquired, liabilities assumed, and the non-controlling interest in the acquiree are recognized separately from the goodwill. So we have looked at from previous lectures, we know that in the business combination, the purchase price after is compared with the fair value of the net asset, you will have either goodwill or bargain purchase. So all this, the assets acquired, the liabilities, and the portion of the NCI, alright, will be recognized separately from the goodwill. So this is what being mentioned here when we talk about the identification of the assets and the liabilities assumed. It is recognized separately when the companies, basically the parent, prepare the consolidated financial statement. In terms of the measurement, the second one, we talk about measurement principles. All the assets acquired and liabilities assumed in a business combination are measured at acquisition date based on the fair value. Alright, so acquisition date, that's why one of the things that need to be determined, steps in determination in the business combination. Alright, so we have to know the date of acquisition. Why? Because this is important in terms of when do you start to measure, when do you start to recognize the asset that you acquire, the liabilities that being assumed, the calculation of the non-controlling interest, and the calculation of the goodwill and the bargain purchase. Alright, so this is basically on the identification of the assets acquired and the liabilities assumed. We will proceed with the next in the next lecture.